Hi, good morning to Moon and Meditation and more. I don't want to be too loud. I have some company right now, and I don't want to be really loud. So that's why you guys have been, I've been kind of quiet lately. This morning I'm kind of a little bit sleepy, so I'm gonna do a honey turmeric kind of tea. And you know what's great about that is that it kind of helps with like vitality. So that's pretty fantastic. Hold on for just a second. I am looking for a hair tie this morning, but I might not be able to find one, so my hair might just be down. Okay, I have no hair accessories. It's so weird, I have to say. I had a clip this morning and I have no idea what happened to it. I had a hair clip, so I'm just kind of trying to look for that now. Okay, I'm gonna forgo it. It's seeming not that easy this morning, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start with breakfast. I know you guys have been doing morning intentions, which is really great. So we had done a thankful and grateful jar for 2021. And I'm going to do that this morning and set my intention. Okay. Great. So let me think about that. What am I thankful and grateful for? Let's see, we've done a lot so far, right? So there's been there should be at least 11 in there. So we've got my disability, family, magic, if you believe in it, life, transportation, in my case, a car, moments, peace of mind. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far. Peaceful rest. Oh gosh. Speaking of that, gotta get that off before it makes too much noise. Good grief. Do you see how quick I can move in the morning? Keep in mind it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm just kidding. Wow, I'm telling you. So this morning I'm doing a honey turmeric tea. So there's turmeric in there. There's a little bit of honey. What else is in there, actually? Let me just look, because I think there's something else. Let me just look at the tea, and I can tell you what other herbs are in there. Okay, so I'm going to need I have a vestibular issue, and so what's really great sometimes is I have a magnifying glass and also a pair of glasses. So I'm really excited about these glasses, actually. The glasses that I have right now have this really cool thing in the back that hang around your neck, which is really helpful when I'm reading and studying. Okay, hold on for a second. So with me this week, hold on a second, let me see. I'll tell you what's in that tea. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So it's got cinnamon bark, turmeric, ginger, cardamom, honey, clove bud, and black pepper. And today we're doing this as opposed to, let's say, coffee. I often find times, I know a lot of people say that coffee helps with the injury and stuff like that. And it did for me for a while with the headaches. But then I found kind of this teas that had herbs in it that supported the aromatherapy, and that seems to work out a little bit better for me. I've been putting a little bit of lactose-free dairy in it as well. And all right, so we're gonna go back to the intentions this morning. Okay. Oh. Okay. So the others that we wrote down, some of my family members got really kind of into it too. They're like, "This is cool. Can I put some in there?" And I was like, "Sure, absolutely." I absolutely implore you to put thankful and grateful things in the jar. That's outstanding. Okay, so another one that's in there is music, faith, mundane tasks, food, friends, bare feet. I'm assuming someone that enjoys walking around in their bare feet and has the ability to still walk on them. Earth, sky, rain, sun, stars, writing poetry, a place to stay. Ooh, this is a long one. I learned a new skill. And the moon. And today, let's see, what are we thankful and grateful for today? Well, one, I'm going to use the other side of a piece of paper just so that I don't waste. Okay, so what are we thankful or grateful for? You know, there's so many in there already, so it makes it kind of tough. All right. I'm going to say wellness resources. I think that's always a positive thing. So wellness resources and practitioners. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm thankful and grateful for today. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so something else that I've been doing lately is kind of going over, personal practice, daily practice, that kind of looks like. For some people, as I was saying before, they might do prayers from whatever spiritual faith they're in. Right now, what I'm kind of reading from for you guys is something by Jessica Chara. Okay, Jessica Chara was a instructor. Let's see. It can tell you a little bit about so Krishna Acharya. So that way you kind of have a little bit of a background. He was born November 18th in 1888 and it was in a village in the state of Mysore, South India. And his family traces its roots back to probably about the 9th century of South India to Natha Muni, I think it was. And Natha Muni was the author of the Yoga Rahasaya. And that was the first teacher in the line of Vaishnava gurus. So Krishnamacharya received his first instruction in Sanskrit and yoga from his father before becoming a pupil at the Braha Matantra Parkala Mut in Mysore, and one of the best known and most respected Brahmin schools. He was enrolled at the age of 12, I think, and he studied the Vedic texts and learned Vedic rituals, simultaneously attending the Royal College of Mysore. I'm actually reading now from you from as we were talking about before, developing a personal practice. And this is actually coming from the source. It's called The Heart of Yoga. So I just wanted to remind you guys that that's the text that I've been referring to in the past couple of episodes. Okay. So if you haven't had it and you didn't know, he studied the Vedic text and he learned the Vedic rituals while attending the Royal College of Mysore. And at about 18, he moved to, I think it was Benares, and he studied Sanskrit, logic, I think grammar at the university. And then back in Mysore, he received philosophy of the Vedanta from Sri Krishna Brahmatantra Swami. I'm sorry if my pronunciation is off, I apologize. And that was the director of Parakalamut. He then went on to study at Samkhya, which is India's oldest philosophical system, and was yoga-based, fundamentally. And in about 1916, or in the 19 teens, I want to say after 1915, I think, he went to the Himalayas. And he was there at, I want to say, Mount Kailash, where he met a teacher, Brahmachari. And he lived with his family near Lake Manasrovar in Tibet. Okay. Now, Krishnamacharya spent 7 years with his teacher. I want to say. And that teacher was a healer and was helping sick people. So Krishnamacharya didn't embark on his academic career, but what he did is he went south and he studied Ayurveda. And Ayurveda is a traditional Indian healing system. It's the philosophy of what's called Nyaya, which is the Vedic school of logic. It recognizes that its tools of inquiry and emphasis on discrimination gain valid knowledge. And in about 1924, or in the early 1920s, I want to say, I should say, he returned to Mysore, where there was this progressive ruler. And that ruler was one of Krishnamacharya's students. And so from 1933 to about, I want to say the 1950s, he taught yoga at a school. And that was when he wrote that book, The Secrets of Yoga. I think there's a formal name to it. And I can probably get back to you on what that is. Okay. Then after that, Krishnamacharya's Western students began studying with him in 1937. The one that I actually took class from very briefly was Andra Devi. And Andra Devi came to the States. She was actually, I want to say, in Westchester County. And at the time, she came to my ballet school for like a day. And I was lucky enough, as a very tiny person, probably about the age of 3 or 4, to be able to get an opportunity to be in a class with her. So that was pretty fun. Iyengar, BKS Iyengar, was Krishnamacharya's brother-in-law, okay? And he received his first yoga instruction, I want to say 1940, maybe the year before. And he was visited by a French medical team who were trying to verify that the yoga experience could actually specifically deliberately stop his heartbeat if he wanted it to. So Krishnamacharya demonstrated, and he was responsible for validating yoga in the eye of the skeptical, what we call the skeptical scientific community. Okay, very good. So Krishnamacharya's work toward treating the sick and the Ayurveda and the yoga, I think it was probably started to become really successful in about 1952 when he was summoned to treat a politician who had suffered a heart attack. And Krishnamacharya lived with this Madras family to assist. I want to say it was Gerard Blitz in Europe and Jean Klein in 1976 who summoned Desikacharya, who was Krishnamacharya, TKV Desikacharya, who was Krishnamacharya's son and was one of his disciples. And so the reason that we're discussing that today is because the studies of my lineage actually come from the Desikacharya and Iyengar line, okay, and Krishnamacharya. So a lot of people that are tuning in are wondering what that lineage is. And my lineage is technically Kripalu. And I studied due to my injuries. And so I was studying yoga therapeutics. And still are. Okay. And my lineage comes from that lineage. So that kind of describes what's going on there. Okay, great. Okay. So today we set an intention. I'm actually going to, when I first boil the tea, it gets extremely hot, obviously. So as I've said before, sometimes I make breakfast and then I set it to the side. Today, I'm just going to eat that granola that we made the other day. Now, if some of you guys weren't here, I made a homemade granola, and I'll be able to post that up on the website. I apologize. I've been having problems with my Apple ID, with my Apple phone and my Apple computer, and getting it all hooked up. So the reason that I apologize for the technical difficulties that I've been having in trying to get this information out to you guys, and understanding that this is all pro bono right now until I get the website up. So it's been a labor of love since, gosh, for a long time now here. Between my friends and I think we've been working on this since about 2015. So I really appreciate your patience. And we're going to go right into some practice today. Great. So I'm actually going to do a little bit more kind of a quick practice this morning today. And the reason being so is, honestly, I'm kind of sleepy. So I got to kind of get myself awake and kind of energized. Another reason that I'm kind of bumping it up today as well is that yesterday, to be perfectly honest, I did a lot of upper back work where I used my neck muscles and my upper back. And just so that I'm mindful to myself, I want to make really certain that I don't overstretch myself or overwork it so that I get injured further down the line. So what I'm going to do is really, really kind to myself today. And I'm going to take care of myself and make sure that my upper back and my neck area is okay. I'm going to get one more rock just because that's not stable. Okay, great. Okay, so I invite you right now to get any props that you guys need that'll help you in your practice. I know a lot of the times what I'll offer you guys to do is to get your pillows, okay, and also to get a blanket or a sleeping bag, whatever you guys prefer, or if it's another yoga mat, okay? I know a lot of you guys already have yoga mats. You know, I'm kind of weird. I have a yoga mat. Oddly, I don't have it with me. I'm kind of funny. I do what's called, I kind of do yoga all day long. You know, I don't just restrict myself. I do a daily practice, okay? So I do probably at least once, sometimes twice a day. I do morning and evening, okay? But in the middle of the day, sometimes I will take advantage of yoga poses so that I don't injure myself. I do it a lot when I'm cleaning. I do my lunge when I'm vacuuming, and I make sure that I keep the integrity of my body in alignment so that when I go with the force, I actually technically never use, I mean, I use my muscles to a degree, but most of the time I'm using physics. And I'm just allowing my body to do the physics, if that makes sense, for the activity. Okay, great. So there's roughly about 200 yoga poses in yoga. Everything else is generally a modification or something that might just feel good to you. Now, the reason that a lot of you go to, let's say, different practitioners is, you know, just like anything else in like life, like music or anything else, everybody has a spin on things. You know, they have their own thing that kind of works for them or that they found, okay? Something that I'm going to show today, which you're going to probably really like this one today, is today I'm including not just the asana that I might be doing or the series of yoga poses, but I'm also going to be doing some self-massage, okay? So I'm going to teach you guys on the floor what that kind of looks like and how you can kind of benefit if you kind of can't get yourself to a massage, okay? So outstanding. And today, we'll go ahead and start. I'm going to actually go and grab a cord so that while we're recording today, the phone doesn't drop out and I don't lose a charge because it's just saying low battery now. Okay. So go ahead and get your props for the day. And I invite you just to be in a standing position, hip width apart right now. And to just kind of get some motion by slowly turning as your knees are bent, slowly turning from the left and then to the right. I'm going to have you breathe in as you go to the left. Breathe out as you come to the center. Breathe in as you go from the center to the right with your twist. And each time, you know, meet back in the middle. You know, make it luxurious. Try not to rush. You know, take your time. Okay. And these gentle twists you're doing from the waist with bended knees. And you're inhaling into the center. Great. Inhale, exhale. Okay, great. Alrighty. So I'm just trying to set this up so it doesn't flip over again. It's not that easy. I have to arrange all these weird little things in this room. Okay, great. Oh, dear. Okay, great. So your like knees are kind of bent, and you're just twisting, and you're inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Great. wiggling your fingers. Go ahead and raise your hands up. For my practice, I do this mudra. So if anybody is familiar with this mudra, this is the mudra I'm doing in the practice. Okay. Another one that you can do is this one. Namaste. Or also Tashi Dele. I'm just going to move some things out of the way just as we get a little bit more energized. Okay, so I'm going to have you take your feet a little bit wider apart this time now in the twist, okay? So before, you were kind of, here and you're just kind of warming up and it was gentle and nice. I'm going to have you step your feet out a little bit more, okay? Get a little bit more energized. It's early, it's Sunday. Go ahead and sigh it out if you need to. If you don't, do whatever's comfortable for you. Great. I invite you to bring your feet back in. Go ahead and bring your arms up. And go ahead and come down for a half lift. First half lift of the day. Go ahead and ground your feet in. Lift your toes up. Check in with the four corners of your feet. Imagine that there's 4 wheels on your feet, like your feet is a vehicle or an automobile, okay? And there's the front axis and the back axis of your feet. And go ahead and kind of push out to the edges of your feet and find out what that feels like. And now roll your feet into the inside and feel like that feels like. So go ahead and just experiment with your feet by doing a rotation outwards on your feet and then rolling your feet in. If your hands are here, I invite you to put them up closer to your hip crease so that you keep your knees safe. And we're just rolling your feet back and forth and just kind of checking in with your feet. And we use our feet a lot during the day. So now I'm going to have you just invite you to do some rolls. Some gentle rolls on your feet. And you're rolling backwards all the way to the edges. And you're just finding the edges of your feet right now. And what does that feel like? Wow, right? How often do we do this? Do we just kind of check in with the bottoms of our feet? So I'm just inviting you to bend your knees and kind of make some circles. And as you feel ready, go ahead and go the opposite way. So breathe in, going forward. Exhale backwards. Inhale forwards. Make this movement slow. Check in. Make sure you're almost feeling every single muscle on the bottom of your foot if you can. Outstanding. You're doing a great job. Great. Nice and slow. Wow. Really get into those ankles. Wow. Good. Okay, try going the opposite way. Great. Inhale forward. Exhale backwards. Don't forget to breathe and match the breath with the movement. That'll be nice for you. Exhale backwards. Inhale, breathe. Nice. Checking in with those knees. Checking in with those ankles. Moving the bottoms of your feet. You know, do this just so that it's comfortable for you. You don't want to injure yourself, so don't go too far, okay? You know, you just want to feel the stretch. You don't want to hurt yourself. So if you go someplace and it feels uncomfortable, back off, okay? You don't need to do that, okay? We're not looking to be painful to ourselves here. We're just looking to get some fluid motion into those joint areas and to get it more flexible. And now try the opposite way. Great. Okay, as you feel ready, go ahead and stop. We're going to raise our hands up, grow nice and tall. Maybe reach up a little bit and wiggle our fingers. Get a nice stretch in the side. And if you're able to, I'm going to invite you to go ahead and lean over to one side and get a nice stretch. Maybe look up just to make sure that you're not bending over too far. You know, the movement doesn't have to be really big. It could just be that you turn and look up, okay? And that could be your side stretch for the day. If you want to go a little further, go ahead and take it further. Make sure that your feet are hip width apart, at least. But you want it to be comfortable for you. So check in with your body. Make sure there's a slight bend. And try to not stick your bum out. You know, try to have a neutral back. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and try it one more time again. Ready? Hands up in the air. Reach up, breathe in. And exhale. Great. And go over to the side. I want you to focus now as you breathe out. Bring it up to the center. Exhale. Great. And over to the other side. Exhale. Let the breath come in naturally. Exhale to center. Let the breath come in naturally. Exhale to the left. Let the breath come in naturally. Exhale to the center. Let the breath come in naturally. Go ahead and lower your hands down now, just in case your shoulders were bothering you. Do some nice, gentle rolls. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let the breath come in naturally. Exhale. Let the breath come in naturally. Exhale. Let the breath come in naturally. Let's go ahead and do it one more time. And we're going to roll it forwards. Exhale. Let the breath come in naturally. 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 Great. We're going to go ahead and try some neck rolls. Okay. And we're going to exhale our head, chin down. Then we're going to let the breath come in naturally. Exhale our head this way first. Okay, great. Allow the shoulders to come away from the ears and your shoulder blades to meet in the back. If you want to, you can make your hands active at this time. And you could lift your toes up, making sure that the four corners of your feet are grounded. Go ahead and exhale back to center. And exhale one more time. all the air out. Go ahead and draw your belly in to get more air out. And let the breath come in naturally. Go ahead and exhale this way, in this direction. Shoulders back and down. Crown of the head growing tall. You can lower the tops of your feet. If you haven't already, you can lower your toes. Just do an external rotation by pressing to the outside of your feet. Hands active. Go ahead and pretend that you could zip up your jeans and make sure that you have your pelvis in a neutral position and that your lower back is as well. Shoulders back and down. Exhale to the center. Exhale your chin down. Draw your chin up to the left shoulder. Exhaling. Exhale your chin back to center. Exhale your chin to the right. And go ahead and exhale your chin back to center. Go ahead and allow your head to grow from the root of your head down. Have your hands active. External rotation in your feet. Go ahead and raise your hands up. And we're going to go down into a half fold. Go ahead and exhale. Push out to the outward sides of your feet and allow your sit bones to get at some expansion. Your back is neutral. You're holding no tension in your neck or in your shoulders. Your hands could actually come away so you're not like sinking into the half lift. And go ahead and lower your hands for a nice forward fold. Make sure that you can shake your head from left to right and up to down. And now go ahead and step back into downward dog, your first dog of the day. So go ahead and walk that dog out. Not forgetting to breathe. I want you to focus on your exhalation and just let the breath come in naturally. Go ahead and match the breath with the movement and go at your own pace. As you feel ready, steady your dog. Go ahead and take your right foot up for a three-legged dog. If you want to, you can go ahead and bend your knee at this time for a hip opener. Go ahead and straighten the foot again on your exhalation. Breathe in. Drop down to a plank with your foot up, bringing your foot up into a lunge. Go ahead and stop there. And take 3 nice breaths here. If you need to lower your leg in this lunge, the other knee, that's fine. That's a great modification. Otherwise, you can stay in your runner's lunge. It's up to you. If you want to, you can put your hands over to the left-hand side as we are going to be going into prep for pigeon pose. So go ahead and you can slide your foot over to the left, lower your other foot down, and go into your version of pigeon, whatever that might be. If it's too tight for you to put your foot over by your hand, you can go and put it closer to the groin, or even have it bended and kind of be on top of it. The full expression of pigeon would be to be like this and have this kind of at a 90-degree angle as close as you can get it. And if you want to reach back and grab your foot for the full expression, that's fine. If not, you can have your hands down if you'd like to, or you can be here. Either way, that's fine. Great. You can go ahead and take another nice breath here for whatever your pigeon is today. Great. Go ahead and if you do have your ankle out towards the left, go ahead and bring it back underneath your gluteus maximus and underneath the quadricep. And align the ankle underneath you so that you're almost sitting on it, if that makes sense. Okay. What I'm going to invite you to do is bring the other knee forward into a nice seated position. Great. And then I'm going to go ahead and have you lower your head. If you can back up if you need to. Lower your head for your first child's pose. Now, some of the modifications for a child pose, as you guys know, is you can take a blanket or a pillow and put it between your feet and your buttocks, okay, and sit on it this way. Another modification is to put your two fists one on top of each other underneath your forehead if your forehead does not meet the floor. But the idea is to have your shoulders be away from your ears so that there's no tension in your ears and that your neck itself is neutral in that position, and so is your back. This is meant to actually just allow you to relax the muscles, so make sure that you're comfortable in this pose. This is a relaxation pose. The full expression could also be this. So I'll go ahead and show you that now. You can either have your hands this way, or you can have them at your side. Now I'm going to invite you to bring your hands forward, lower yourself, lower your knees a little bit, and bring your left knee into your lunge. So I don't know what lunge you were in, if your knee was down, but the integrity of the lunge here is that you want your ankle and your knee to be in alignment. So you want your ankle directly under, a little bit under your knee, or a little bit even behind, to a degree. You want your big toe facing straight forward. You want your neck to be in a neutral position, and your crown of the head should be pointing towards the front of the room, and you will be looking down with your eyes, okay? If you were in prep for Cobra, you can put both hands on the right side. If you're in a lunge, you can have your left hand on one side of the leg, right hand on the other. If you were modified, then your knee in the back can be down. If not, you can be up on your toes. If you'd like to, for the full expression, is to pull yourself up like this and lower your head. Okay, so whatever version of the runner lunge feels good for you, go ahead and take 3 breaths to 4 breaths there now. Go ahead and slide your foot as you're ready over to the right hand side for your version of pigeon. So your left knee is forward in pigeon at this point. We're doing the other side. Now if your wrists are hurting you, you can go ahead and make a fist and you can support yourself that way. If it's easier for you, you can just put your hand straight down, mound of the hand up. Great. And stay here for a couple of breaths. If you'd like to lower in, you can, and lower your head down if you want to do a relaxed one. And this time, if you want to do full expression, you can go ahead and reach back and grab that leg if you'd like to. It's up to you. So whatever version of pigeon you're feeling comfortable with today, go ahead and take that for 3 to 4 breaths. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and invite you to put your leg, your ankle, underneath your buttocks on the left-hand side, preparing to go into child's pose by bringing the right knee forward and going ahead and sitting backwards. Go ahead and get your preps, whatever you need for the relaxation part of this child's pose right now, and get whatever you need to make yourself comfortable. And go ahead and go into this pose for about 3 to 4 breaths. If your hands were this way, I invite you to go to the other side. I'm going to go ahead and have you rise your head into a seated position. And at this time, I'm going to have you kind of come forward, put your toes down, and sit back on your heels for a bit. And do that. You can come in and out of this pose. It's a very challenging pose for a lot of people. So if you need to come in and out of this pose for the next 3 or 4 breaths, you can just straighten your feet and then go back into the pose again. Shoulders are back and down away from the ears, and shoulder blades are in place in the back. Your spine is neutral, your lower back is as well, and your pelvis is pointed towards the floor in a neutral position. You can use this at this time as a chest opener. Go ahead and put your hands on the floor, going into what we call neutral or tabletop position. Go ahead and relax your feet in the back and allow your toes to drop down if you hadn't before. We're going to go ahead and lower our tailbone and allow our back to rise up as we take an inhalation. And then we're going to exhale all the air out, the stale air out. And do that 2 to 3 times as you feel ready. Lower your tailbone, round your back, drop your chin. And exhale. Stay here for 2 to 3 more breaths as you feel ready. Go ahead into neutral position. Make sure that your wrists are underneath your shoulder, that the mound of your hand is off the floor. You're almost gripping the floor with your fingertips as if you were going to fall off the floor. And now we're going to sink the belly and rise and push up. You sink your belly and push up into your hands. And allow the crown to point towards the front of the room. And go ahead and take some 2 to 3 exhalation and inhalations here now. And now go ahead and allow yourself into a neutral position. Go ahead and push back into child's pose. Go ahead and rise up into a seated position. And we're going to take some nice gentle twists. I want you to put your hands here on your waist. I invite you to do that. And I invite you to take your belly button from the tip of your nose and imagine that they're connected by a string. And you're just going to take your twist by rotating your waist, okay? So I'm going to have you turn your waist to the right. Breathe out. Get rid of all that stale air. Let the breath come in naturally and come forward. Go ahead and breathe out. Get rid of all that extra stale air. You can even pull the belly button in if you like. And let the breath come in naturally. And go ahead and exhale to the left. Or whichever, the opposite way of the way you were facing before. And back to center, exhale, inhale. To the right. Go ahead and exhale out, getting rid of all the stale air. And allow yourself to inhale forward. I invite you now again, one last time, exhale to the other side. And inhale forward. Great, lower your hands onto your knees. Put one hand down on the ground and go ahead and swing your legs out and bring them forward. Allowing your sit bones to ground by taking the flesh out from the area of the sit bones. And go ahead and just flex your feet towards your face. Making sure that the crown of the head is growing tall and that the sit bones are pointing down towards the earth. That your spine is neutral in the back. And go ahead and point your toes, exhaling out. Let the breath come in naturally. And as you do that, rise your toes to your face. Exhale your breath out and point your toes. And as the breath comes in, bring the toes back to your face. Now exhale the breath out, point your toes. And as the breath comes in, allow the feet to come back up towards your face, up to the top. Great. So I'm going to invite you to have the soles of your feet meet together. And you can go ahead and grab your feet at this time. And if you need to, just make some gentle butterfly movements with your legs by bouncing them gently and slowly up and down, or as quickly as you need to. And go ahead and breathe, rising tall, the crown of the head pointing forwards, your sit bones pointing back downwards, and your pelvis and lower back being neutral. Allow the shoulder blades to be away from your ears and to meet in the back. And as you feel ready, go ahead and pull the feet closer to your groin. Try not to overstretch. If you feel the stretch already, go ahead and back off, okay? Go ahead and extend your right foot out. Keep your left foot in. Go ahead and take a nice forward fold, whatever that is. If that's only an inch, that's fine. I want you to keep the integrity of your alignment from the crown of your head to your tailbone. So I don't want your back to be rounded. In fact, I'd rather you do a mini back bend and go the opposite way. The toes are coming towards your face. Your hands, you can put at your hip crease or right below your hip crease. Okay, go ahead and as you feel ready, fold down a little bit more. And as you feel ready in the next exhalation, you can fold down a little bit more if that feels comfortable. If not, stay where you are and just take another breath. Good. All right. So I'm going to invite you to bring the right foot back towards the other left sole foot. And go ahead and butterfly that out, taking some nice breaths here. Outstanding. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to extend your left foot out, toes pointing up towards your face. And go ahead and bring the other foot as close to your groin as feels comfortable. You just don't want it on anywhere near your knee, so that you don't put any pressure on the knee. And you're just going to do a little mini back bend or a little forward fold. If your forward fold is only an inch today, that's outstanding. Stay there and exhale and inhale. So you can go a little bit further. Exhale, inhale. One more time. And as you feel ready, go ahead and bring that sole back to the other foot and butterfly your legs out. Great. I'm going to have you extend both legs out. Raise your hands up tall. Rise up. Have your shoulders back and down in the ears. And go ahead for your first forward fold. So now again, I don't want you to round your back, so I'd rather go into kind of like a mini back bend at this point. So if your forward fold is here, that's fine. Stay here and exhale for 3 to 4 breaths. Great. And go ahead and rise up. Great. So then the next one, what we're going to do is we're going to actually roll all the way down to the floor. And I think I'm going to actually have to change the view of the camera here for a second so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. So, hold on a second. Okay. Great. Hopefully this works. Sorry. Okay, I'm using my phone today, so sorry about that. Ooh. I'm trying to prop it. Hopefully it works. Okay. Sorry about the delay, guys. Okay, hopefully that works. Okay, so the next pose that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roll back down. And we're going to do some mini back bends, basically. I'm going to have you roll down one vertebrae at a time as you exhale. And you can, at this time, go ahead and allow your shoulders to meet back. Your feet are hip width apart. And you're going to just raise your belly button to the sky. Your ankles are underneath your knees. And then you're going to go ahead and exhale and bring yourself down one vertebrae at a time. Go ahead and lift up and lower. And 2 more times. Go ahead and lower your right foot and bring yourself over. Your hands are out to a T. You're going to look left and bring your knee over to the right for a gentle twist. Go ahead and stay here for 2 to 3 breaths. Exhale back to center. Left foot down. Right knee up. Your knee is going to go towards the left. As your face goes to the right, your hands are out at a T position. They're straight out. Exhale up. Right knee down. Left knee up. Left knee to the right. And your face is going to be looking to the left. Right knee up. Left knee up. Left foot slides out and down onto the floor. Hands you can bring towards you about 6 feet away from you. Palms facing up. Go ahead and press into the back of your palms. Lift your back up and allow your shoulder blades to meet in the back and lower yourself back down. Take a nice exhalation now out. Now tighten all the muscles in your body, all the muscles in the body, and let them all go. And breathe out. Do it again one more time. Tighten all the muscles in your body. Make fists. Clench your toes. Squeeze your eyes tight. And exhale and let go. 2 more times. Clench everything in your body. Tighten, 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 tighten. Let everything go. One more time. Tighten, 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 tighten. Tighten everything in your body. And let everything go. Go ahead and exhale. Let the breath come in naturally for the next 3 breaths. Last one. Now go ahead and get any props that you need for relaxation. And go ahead and make any adjustments, final adjustments that you need. And as you become ready, I want you to notice your breaths from the 1 to 10 by counting, and then 10 to 1, and then 1 to 10. So go ahead and start and notice your breaths. Okay, guys. So go ahead and bring some awareness back to your extremities by wiggling your fingers and your toes. And as you feel ready, go ahead and lengthen and deepen that breath. And as you feel ready, go ahead and bend your knees, bring them up to your chest, and roll over to one side. Go ahead and allow your breaths to deepen for 3 breaths. And roll over to the other side and take 3 breaths. And deepen the breaths. And as you feel ready, go ahead and get yourself to a seated position. Okay. Go ahead and close your eyes. And notice the next 5 breaths. No judgment, no criticism. Just notice them. And you can put one hand on your heart, one hand on your solar plexus, and go ahead and go into yourself. Go ahead and thank yourself for giving yourself this time today. This time for relaxation, rejuvenation, recuperation, and recovery. And renew. Go ahead and put your palms together in front of your heart. Namaste. And may the light be within you, and may it be within others. And I hope you have a really wonderful day. Thanks, guys. Thank you for coming in and tuning in to Moon Meditation and More. And the website that we're building and we continue to be working on is www.om for Muna, M for meditation, M for more, store. Thank you. Have a great day.